there! Welcome back and thanks for joining me today. Today we are going to look at the shofar. The shofar looks like this. And some of you might be thinking, I've seen this before. And if you are right. You have seen this before, just not live and in color. You have seen this in the French horn video. I had a picture of it. It looked a little different than this, but it's the same instrument, just a different shape. And I talked about the shofar, and here we have it with us today, the shofar. So believe it or not, the shofar is actually also considered a brass instrument. It's considered a brass instrument simply because of the way we blow, we buzz into it, and you are gonna get to hear what it sounds like, but I'm leaving that for the end. So it is a brass instrument, it's called the shofar, and it's actually an ancient horn. Typically a ram's horn. This one is actually not a ram's horn. I'll tell you what animal this is in a bit. Believe it or not, this is used for, even today in modern times, for Jewish religious purposes. It's got no buttons or keys in it. I guess they do make them that way. This one doesn't have that. So essentially I can only change the pitch by changing my embouchure, which is my mouth. So the tighter my lips are, the more the pitch change. I'm not a brass player, so I unfortunately can't do that for you today, but I can play one note on it and you'll hear that one. It is blown in synagogue services in Rosh Hashanah at the end of Yom Kippur, and sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It is also blown every weekday morning in the month of Elul, which is between August and September, running up to Rosh Hashanah. It comes in a variety of shapes and sizes. So, I mean, this one is kind of twisty. Some of them kind of are just one twist, one kind of cone-like shape. And the reason for that is actually because of the kind of animal that they use. A lot of them are ram's horns, or in my case, they are actually from the kudu, which is from Namibia. They are generally from the Dal sheep, the ram or the kudu, and that's kind of what this is. So the shape changes based on that alone. Now, how do they actually take this? Because I mean, if you were to get a kudu horn, it certainly wouldn't look like this right away. Well, what they do is the horn is flattened and sculpted with heat. So they apply a lot of heat in order to get kind of the shape. And then from there, they get the hole from the tip of the horn and then kind of push it through to the natural curve of it, to the natural hollow inside of it. There is, believe it or not, a natural hollow to these things, but it doesn't have a tip at the end, generally like this, that you can blow into. So, I mean, that's really interesting if you think about it, that they use heat to sculpt something like this. I wouldn't have thought that they did it that way, but they do, which is really quite neat. So yeah, I mean, it's really only made of one thing. So with that being said, now you kind of know where it's used, where it's from, how it's made. So now what it sounds like. So once again, I'm going to blow into it kind of the same or similar way as I would blow into a brass instrument. So, and hopefully I can get a decent sound for you. Here we go. The shofar. Pretty cool, hey? So that's the shofar. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed learning about the shofar. And if you haven't seen the French horn video where I showed you a picture of it, you should go check that out because it's in there too. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Bye.